What's up, everyone? It is Sam here with BFPGear.com, and today's video is going to be a fun one. And it's going to be about, well, we've done one for the summertime about beating the heat, but now we got to do one for the cold weather where we got to beat the cold. So I've got a handful of items here on the table, and we're going to go over all of these different items to help you stay warm during the off season, or maybe you live and play somewhere where it is cold. Maybe it's cold all year round. But these are going to be some items that are going to keep you nice and warm as you are out there playing paintball, whether you are a tournament grinder or a recreational player. So with that said, we're going to be taking a look at a handful of these items. So the first item that I want to go over is going to be, it's the obvious one, right? I mean, there's a bunch of people out there that play in hoodies and stuff like that. Well, if you don't have a hoodie to play in, or maybe you don't want to mess up a hoodie, Infamous has your back here with the heavyweight playing hoodie. As you can see here, this is a really nice and thick hoodie, and I've got the I believe this is the Ghostwood design, which I'm probably going to pick this thing up as soon as I'm done talking about it here, but it's just a thick playing pullover hoodie. You have your little drawstrings too, so if you want to tighten the hood around, you can. But they do something that's really cool that we have not seen in paintball yet, and I'm surprised that it took this long to get to this point. But you have that abrasion resistant material on the arms like you'd find on jerseys, and Infamous is like, hey, here's a heavyweight hoodie, why not just put this on here and then just go play? But it's just a really, really smart idea. It's awesome. I mean, this is just a smash hit with, like, I think anybody and everybody honestly across the globe, because I mean, I have one of these, and like sometimes I just wear it around the house, but when I go out and play and it's cold outside, I'm grabbing one of these. They are priced at $69.95, but this is going to be the ultimate item that's going to keep you nice and warm during the cold weather. But I still have quite a few items to go over, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the next one. Next up is going to be some headwear, and I'm not talking about like a head wrap or a headband or anything like that. I'm talking about like a beanie or one of these HK Army skull wraps. The skull wraps are actually pretty nice. Skull wraps are going to be starting at $24.95, and they do work their way up based on the design. So something like this will, run you a little bit more money. This has got that like kind of real tree camo design to it. But the skull caps are, not only are they good in that summertime weather to keep your head nice and cold because of this like neoprene material and the ventilation, but it's going to retain heat as well. So it's going to keep your head nice and warm when it's cold outside. But with these things, there's like, I think there's over like 10 designs to choose from. So you're definitely going to find something out there that you like. But you can't go wrong with the skull wrap. And then if you're not a skull wrap guy, you can't go wrong with the beanie. We've got some HK Army beanies here. They start at $24.95. You can get like cuffed ones, non-cuffed ones, just different designs, that kind of thing. But me personally, I wear a beanie when I go out and play. I prefer that during the colder weather, and then I usually put like a headband over it. But if I have a cuffed beanie like this, I like to go headband on, then put the beanie over it. Just a personal preference thing, but if you're not sure what to do, then maybe take one of these ideas and try it for yourself. But want to keep your head nice and warm? This is the best way to go. Now we're going to grab some other items. Next up is going to be a little bit more of an underlayer and some protective goodies. And I feel like these are kind of the items that get compared to one another pretty frequently, but I feel like that's wrong. But I brought both of them up here anyway because, these are going to keep you nice and warm. So I've got the Infamous Pro DNA slide pants. These are the Gen 2s, priced at $129.95. Come in a variety of different sizes. And then I also have the Carbon, or the CRBN SC 3.0 protective bottoms here. These ones are going to be a little bit more expensive at $134.95. And again, variety of different sizes, and you also get a lot of different features. But they both basically do the same thing. It's going to be compression style fit leggings that are basically going to have some built-in padding for you. But that compression style legging is what's going to keep you nice and warm in the cold weather. And then it also goes vice versa. So if you're playing in the heat and you want to retain, that same temperature with your legs, well, you can't go wrong with these. But there's going to be a couple other items that we want to look at because, again, cold weather, we're going to need something to put on over these. But then I'm also going to be looking at one of my favorite pairs of gloves, which I can't recommend enough. So with that said, I'm going to move on to some pants. Now, for playing pants, this can be kind of, I guess, like a loaded answer, but I just picked out one pair of pants because at the end of the day, it is going to be personal preference for you. But I picked out the Planet Eclipse Flight pants here because the material is just really, really nice, and there's not like a crazy amount of ventilation on these, so if you are worried about getting like cold out there as you're playing, I'd probably recommend just picking these up because the ventilation is just going to be in like the right areas that you're going to need, but it's still going to keep you nice and warm as you're playing. Not to mention, these things are only $99.95, and they're probably one of the best playing pants that you can get for the money, because after that, you're going to start looking at playing pants that are going to hit that like 120 mark, 130 mark. I mean, there's even pants out there that hit the 150 and 170, $170 mark, which is really expensive for pants to play in when you're just going to go out there and just, you know, beat the crap out of them. But if you're a little worried about that and you know, don't want to spend like a lot of money or break the bank, I can't recommend the Beast Flight pants here from Eclipse enough. I mean, these things are awesome. Jogger style fit, super comfortable, nice and flexible, and then, well, it's going to keep you nice and warm. And then last on the list is going to be a pair of gloves. Let me go get those. Okay. Last but certainly not least, gloves. Now, this last one's going to be a personal preference, but for me, I like to play in cold weather with gloves. Now, I don't grab anything like crazy expensive when I go play. If you want to get something like those, you know, HK Army Hardline armored gloves, I know they're like $40. They're a little bit pricey, but they're stylish and they're really protective. But if you're trying to save a little bit of money and you just want gloves to keep your hands nice and warm, honestly, the HK Army HSTL gloves here, these base gloves, these things are only $15, full finger glove, no BS, no gimmicks, just comes in two different colors. You can get black and tan like here, or you can get all black. And honestly, I really, really like these gloves because they're durable and they're going to keep my hands warm. But most importantly, taking shots in the bare knuckles when you're out there playing paintball in cold weather absolutely sucks. And this is going to definitely help soften that impact and blow. But again, they're not going to break the bank or anything like that. And they're going to keep your hands nice and warm, which is exactly what you want, because you don't want to go out there with cold hands and then you can't like walk the trigger or something like that to, you know, get your ramp going while you're playing. Or maybe you're out there playing at a field that does like semi-automatic, and if you got slow fingers, then you got a slow rate of fire, and that's just not fun. But I think these are all going to be some amazing items that are going to help you beat the cold weather during the off season, or maybe it's just cold where you're at all year round. I would highly recommend looking at some of these items so that way when you're out there playing and grinding, you're not too cold, you are nice and warm. And well, if you need to pick up any of these items, guess what? You can pick up all of these things right now at BFPGear.com.